Okay folks, welcome back. This is your old pal Hondo doing another video for you on another blade, or what I would consider to be a decent blade. Now this would be a blade that Jason Voorhees would be envy of. This is the US Ontario Knives 18-inch machete. They also make one in a 14-inch machete as well. This one is really old. I've had this one for a long time, and I've done some old video, which I will be cycling through this video from 2017, where I did some testing with this on another website. Now, this comes either in like a black acrylic paint from Ontario's 1095 carbon steel. It's one of the big heavier Latin machetes out there on the market. Compared to a Tramontina, this one's a lot more heavy dutier than a Tramontina. As you can see, it has this really thick 1090 carbon steel spine. I through the testing though, a couple years ago, I really put this thing through its paces, what basically most military guys would be using this thing for or more. I did kind of get a nick in the blade, but I took it out with a file. But I'll be rolling some test clips of some chopping with it. Doing some standardized chopping, like clearing brush. And, you know, doing some light clearing, some brush, and some really heavy duty batoning and splitting logs with this thing. It does have a nice, like, choiled handle right here. It's a really nice handle. You could choke up at it to do finer task work. You could use it like a draw knife to make a survival bow. You could chop off the excess to make survival bows and whatnot. But the U.S. military does issue these to most Army, Marine Corps type of outfits out there. Now the K-bars make their own version of the machete, but this is the 18-inch version. But they do make a 14-inch version, which is smaller. It is a good machete, don't get me wrong, but this thing weighs about almost 2 pounds, and it is heavy. Trying to swing it, it hurts when you swing it. It's not like a Tramontina, where a Tramontina is lightweight, has a convex edge. This one has a saber grind to it, not so much a convex edge, as you can see. It's a decent machete. It does kind of bite into your hand a little bit though from swinging it because of the handle. But it's not terrible, but you can see there's sort of a height gap back here, which you can sand some of this down with like a rasp and some sandpaper and straighten that out to get it down to the metal. But other than that, it's not a bad machete. I think it's a lot better than some of the charade machetes out there on the market. But enough jaw jacking. We'll get into some of the testing. The first test will be clearing some trees and light brush. And the camera. Short work of that tree. okay, you saw me clearing some brush and, you know, some light trees and stuff like that with it. It performed really well in that task. It powered through it like a hot knife going through butter. Pretty much on par with a Tramontina machete, but still, like I said, it's really heavy and unwieldy in the field. But also that too, you gotta pack this into your sheath. They do make sheath options for us. Any like really any Latin machete sheath will work for this pretty well. Next, well, I'll show you some batoning with this thing and give you my thoughts about it. Okay, that was the batoning and generalized, you know, and kind of like camp scenario. If you cut down some wood through some oak, really strong oak stuff, you know what I mean? Which basically, the blade is so thick though compared to a Tramontina. Like when you're going through it with a Tramontina, when you're batoning, it glides through thick stuff really easy. Where this one's kind of thick, it kind of had a little trouble going through it, but still, it went through it really well. I liked it, and for the price, I think you spent around 30 to 40 bucks on this thing. I think for a good batoner, it works really well. Still sends a lot of shock in your hand when you're chopping or even batoning. As you can see, the spine of it still works really well. It didn't damage the spine at all, and it doesn't really have a 90-degree spine, but you can still strike a ferrocerium rod on it. Next test will be chopping on a big giant log to see if the blade holds up on it, which it did, but you know, we'll show you that clip too. Okay, that was the final test with this machete. Chopping it into a big giant oak log, and when I was chopping it, it sent a lot of shock in your arm, unlike a Tramontina. Tramontina is more flexible. This one is sort of flexible, but not too flexible. But it's still chopped into it pretty deep, probably about, I don't know, 3 inches, 2 inches deep in that big log. But it sends a lot of shock in your arm when you're trying to chop something bigger. You know, most small stuff's fine, but it did leave a ding in the edge, which was a couple years ago. But I took it out with a file and filed it down and basically got the blade back into working order. Um, would I recommend this for an ultimate survival machete? You damn right I would. It's a tough and durable machete. Any other machete I've done tests on there, on that log like that with, have either failed or gotten nicks. I've gotten nicks in Tramatinas doing tests like that, but I've had this thing for a couple years and I've taken it camping with me. It's not really my go-to machete to take with me because of the weight of it, but if you want like an all-in-one type of blade system for survival, this would do great. I mean, you would power through zombie heads like a fucking hot knife going through butter with this thing and come out alive. I think it would be a lot more durable in the long run, in the long-term scenario uh than a Tramontina. I think it's a really good machete for the buy, and yeah, it is probably one of the best machetes I've ever used, guys. Don't take it from me. Go out and buy one for yourself and try it out. And yes, this is the ultimate zombie killing machete, guys. It's been seen in several different movies over the years, like Jason, Friday the 13th, Walking Dead. I mean, there's a reason why the military uses these. It's because they're just durable and just fun to use. If you can kind of overlook it, putting a little shock in your arm from use, but you get used to it eventually. The handle is not really very desirable, but it works for what it is. You could probably rehandle it if you wanted to with wood or something, if you don't like this polypropylene style handle, but it works for a lot of things, and I think this is the ultimate zombie killing bushcraft outdoor survival machete. If I had to take one blade into the field, it would be either this or a Tramontina, 18-inch or a Bolo. Well, guys, if you like this video and you like the review on this torture test on this machete, please hit the like, share, and subscribe. Give me your thoughts in the comments and tell me what you think of the video. This has been your old pal Hondo from Hillbilly Tactical. Peace out, YouTube.